Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Ruchaya Shota Shota Shishmachila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Ruchaya Shota Shota Shishmachila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Srila Prabhupada Ki Anantagode Vaishnavarinda Ki Shirup Si Sanatan Bhattaragnachi Jeev Gopal Bhattadas Saraganacharya Goswami Prabhu Ki प्रेम से गो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवधरि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री राधा कृष्ण गो गोप गोप गोविंद श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद गिरि गोवर्धन की वृंदावन धाम की मथुरा धाम की मायापुर धाम की जगरपुरी धाम की तुलसी महारानी भक्ति देवी की गंगा यमुना देवी की हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की श्री गौनिताय की श्री कृष्ण बलराम की श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर की गौर प्रेमानंदे हरे हरे बोल समवेत भक्त वृंद की all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. A reading from the Bhagavad Gita as it is. 16th chapter, the first 3 verses. So the godly qualities are mentioned, or divine qualities of a devotee. So, we'll read the Sanskrit and then together we'll discuss or we discuss the purport by Srila Prabhupada. Or what we can do, I chant one line and then you repeat one line. Sri Bhagavanu Vacham Abhayam Sattva Samsudhe Jnana Yoga Vyavastiti Dhanam Damascha Yagyascha Svadhyayastapa Arjavam Ahimsa Satyam Akrodhas Tyaga Shantira Paishunam Daya Bhuteshu Aloluptvam Mardhavam Hrira Chapalam Tejaksamadriti Socham Adro Natimanita Bhavanti Sampadam Daivim Abhijatasya Bharata. So the last few days already, so the verses and the purport have been discussed. So I will just read the English and then from Satyam, truthfulness. I will read the purport and then we'll say a few words. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, fearlessness, purification of one's existence, cultivation of spiritual knowledge, charity, self-control, performance of sacrifice, study of the Vedas, austerity, simplicity, non-violence, truthfulness, freedom from anger, renunciation, tranquility, aversion to fault-finding, compassion for all living entities, freedom from covetousness, gentleness, modesty, steady determination, vigor, forgiveness, fortitude, cleanliness, and freedom from envy and from the passion for honor. These transcendental qualities, O son of Bharata, belong to godly man, endowed with divine nature. Prabhupada, by His Divine Grace, Srila Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Satyam. This word means that one should not distort the truth for some personal interest. In Vedic literature there are some difficult passages, but the meaning or the purpose should be learned from a bona fide spiritual master. That is a process for understanding the Vedas. Shruti means that one should hear from the authority. One should not construe some interpretation for his personal interest. There are so many commentaries on Bhagavad Gita that misinterpret the original text. The real import of the word should be presented, and that should be learned from a bona fide spiritual master. So that is satyam, truthfulness. Akrodha means to check anger. Even if there is provocation, one should be tolerant. For once one becomes angry, his whole body becomes polluted. Anger is a product of the mode of passion and lust. So one who is transcendently situated should check himself from anger. Apaishuna means that one should not find fault with others or correct them unnecessarily. Of course, to call a thief is not fault-finding, but to call an honest person a thief is very much offensive for one who is making advancement in spiritual life. Hri means that one should be very modest and must not perform some act which is abominable. Achapalam, determination, means that one should not be agitated or frustrated in some attempt. There may be failure in some attempt, but one should not be sorry for that. He should make progress with patience and determination. The word tejas used here is meant for the kshatriyas. The kshatriyas should always be very strong to be able to give protection to the weak. They should not pose themselves as non-violent. If violence is required, they must exhibit it. But a person who is able to curb down his enemy may under certain conditions show forgiveness. He may excuse minor offenses. Socham means cleanliness, not only in mind and body, but in one's dealings also. It is specially meant for the mercantile people who should not deal in the black market. Nati manita, or not expecting honor, applies to the Shudras, the worker class, which are considered according to Vedic injunctions to be the lowest of the four classes. They should not be puffed up with unnecessary prestige or honor and should remain in their own statures. It is the duty of the Shudras to offer respect to the higher class for the upkeep of the social order. All these 26 qualifications mentioned are transcendental qualities. They should be cultivated according to the different statuses of social and occupational order. The purport is that even though material conditions are miserable, if these qualities are developed by practice all classes of man, then gradually it is possible to raise to the highest platform of transcendental realization. Om Jnana Timidandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshuran Miritam Yanam Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Sayam Rupakadhamayam Dadati Sabarantigam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalan Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sherupam Sagarjatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitantam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parjana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vidamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Govika Ganta Radha Kanta Namastude Tatta Ganchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshari Vrishabhanu Sude Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Paritanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivajari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, Bhagavan Sri Krishna speaking to Arjuna, his dear devotee, his friend, about godly qualities, divine qualities, which the pure devotees are naturally exhibiting, and which the practicing devotees should try to imbibe, or they should try to see that slowly but surely these qualities are developing. Even to some extent the demigods may have these qualities. And every devotee should regularly see that these qualities are developing. So some endeavor has to be done by the side of the devotee. But then also if one is engaged in devotional service, then naturally all the good qualities, it is mentioned also in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the good qualities of the demigods. These qualities are mentioned here, they will develop naturally. So it goes actually hand by hand. So we have to endeavor to develop these qualities, and then by the mercy of Hari, Guru and the Vaishnavas, these qualities will also develop just by being engaged in devotional service, by chanting the holy names, by serving the deities, the Vaishnavas, by hearing Krishna Katha or Gaur Katha, or by hearing these instructions of Krishna from the Bhagavad Gita. So devotee Abhay, he is fearless, or he should be fearless. He should know that Krishna will always protect me. So 6 symptoms of surrender are mentioned in Hari Bhakti Vilas. Sankalpa Pratikulasya, Sankalpa Pratikulasya, no, what is it? Sankalpya? No, yeah, Sankalpya, what is it? The first line? No. Huh? Pratikulya Savarjanam Rakshishi Vishwaso Goptritvevaranam Tatha. Karpanyam, Saranagati, Sadvidam Saranagati. Sankalpa anukulyasya, pratikulyasya varjanam. So what is anukul? So we should take a vow that I should do what is favorable. Anukalyasya sankalpa pratikulyasya varjanam. What is pratikul, what is not favorable, that should be rejected. Gopritvevaranam tatha, so we accept the guardianship of Krishna. Krishna is everything to us. Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Pranadan. It's like our father is more than our father, more than our mother is mother. Prananath is everything, is the Lord of our life. Rakshasiti Vishwasva, we should have faith, Vishwas. Raksha, that Krishna will always protect me. It is mentioned also in this Bengali proverb saying that that if Krishna wants to protect me, nobody can kill me. If Krishna wants to kill me, nobody can protect me. So the devotee, because he knows Krishna will protect me, so he's fearful. Purification of one's existence, the whole life is there to purify our existence. So what we have to, we have to try to be transcendental situated, Sambandha Gyan, we are the servant of Krishna. In that mood we should chant, we should serve, to purify our existence. And of course by remembering Krishna our existence is purified. By chanting especially the holy names in the age of Kali, our existence is purified. Cultivation of knowledge, we have to cultivate knowledge, spiritual knowledge, that is important. We should know what is Sambandha Gyan. We are a servant of Krishna, we are not this body, we belong to Krishna, we are the eternal servant of Krishna. We want to go to the spiritual world, but somehow now in the material world, so we have to acquire knowledge, what to do, what not to do. About the process of sadhana bhakti and how to enter the higher level of devotional service, spontaneous devotional service. So knowledge has to be acquired. One should be charitable, so one has to give charity as a householder. But even as a devotee, we have knowledge, we get knowledge, we got the holy names, so we have to distribute that knowledge. That is a Vaishnava, that is a Brahmana. Sarva bhute iterataha, not thinking about only his own purification, his own advancement, but trying to share, trying to give others. And in this way he will please the Lord and he will get more. So the self-control, the mind and senses have to be controlled. Performance of sacrifice. So not only yagyas have to be done for householders or the devotees when they get initiated, there's this yagya, but then the Harinam yagya is there, chanting the holy names. So yagya means sacrifice also, not only fire sacrifice, but doing everything for the pleasure of the Lord, Yagyavai Vishnu. So sacrifice is meant for the satisfaction of Vishnu or Krishna. That we have to do, we have to sacrifice our life for the pleasure of Guru, Gauranga and Krishna. Study of the Vedas, the scriptures. Of course we study the literatures given by our spiritual master, by our previous acharyas, by the associates of Mahaprabhu. And they have given the highest understanding. How we can come to the highest understanding in our Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, that we can attain by reading the books of the Goswamis. So these are supplement to the Vedic literatures, but at the same time they are to be considered equal to the Vedas. Veda means knowledge, transcendental knowledge given by the Lord or his representative, the pure devotee. And one has to be a little austere in life. So in Krishna consciousness, when Krishna is in the center, when Krishna is satisfied, then we'll also be satisfied. We get nice Mahaprasad, nice place to stay. Whatever we need, we supply it. But we have to perform some austerity, just like yesterday was Ekadashi. So we have to fast half a day, or we don't take any grains, or we don't eat too much or sleep too much, but we chant more. We serve more. And one has to be simple. Simplicity is important. That is the quality of a Vaishnava. Simplicity, saralata, nishkapat bhav. It should be non-duplicitous, simple, straightforward. And then next, non-violent. One has to be non-violent. Not give any pain to anyone. Not only with the body, but also with words. Even mentally, one should try to be always respectful and trying to help others. Trying to see the good qualities in others. So one has to be positive in thinking, speaking, acting, willing, truthful, satyam. So that is very important, as Prabhupada has explained here in the purport. A devotee is truthful. That is important. He's speaking the truth. Even it is mentioned sometimes the truth may not be very palatable for others, but we have to speak the truth, although others may not like it. At the same time, it is also mentioned we have to speak the truth. Also, we have to present it very nicely and sweetly, although others may not like it. So when you speak the truth, so it should be pleasant also. Although others may not like it, so for others it may not be palatable, but the devotee is expert and he will speak the truth very, very nicely and sweetly. But he has to speak the truth. One must speak the truth always. And we should not try to flatter other people, but we should be straightforward and speak the truth. Freedom from anger. So that is also important, mentioned in the scriptures and the Bhagavad Gita. So if a person actually is becoming, is not controlling the mind and senses, so he may become attached to the object of the senses. And then he may try to enjoy. And if it is not possible, then he becomes frustrated and he becomes angry. But that is very detrimental for making advancement in spiritual life. So one has to become free from anger, as also Rupa Goswami is saying in the first verse of the Nectar of Instruction. Vacho vegam, manasa krodha vegam, jiva vegam, udaparasta vegam, etan vegam yovishetadira, savam pritibim apishishyat. So one has to control the different urges. So first of all, of course, of the mind is very flickering, thinking about one thing 1 second, the other thing the other second. So one has to try to control the mind by fixing the mind on the lotus feet of the Lord. Savai mana Krishna parada vindayor, as Ambarish Maharaj was fixing. He was the king, but he was a great devotee. Although he was not only a king, he was the emperor, the king of the kings. And usually, mostly you can see rich people or kings, they will have a temple and then have pujaris who do the seva. But Ambarish Maharaj, although he was the emperor, but he himself was worshipping the deities without any servant. He was doing everything himself. So because he knew that it is very important to worship the deities. And then he was engaging all the senses in the service of the Lord. He was looking at the deities, he was hearing about the deities, he was glorifying the Lord. He was using his hands for worshipping the Lord, cleaning the temple, and going to the river to fetch water to use for the Abhishek. So everything was used in the service of the Lord. All the senses. So in this way then, when the mind and the senses are engaged, and then one will be happy, and then there will be no provocation and there will be no anger. At the same time, in practical life you can see, in this material world there are always some difficulties. And then one may become angry, even as a devotee, amongst the devotees also. And because it is just the nature of this material world. And if one is not pure, situated on the transcendental platform, then one is under the modes of material nature. Sometimes one is in goodness, sometimes in passion, sometimes in ignorance. Even as a devotee we can see that also. And sometimes you can even see the devotees are taking darshan, and then there's a rope also separating the senior devotees from the other devotees, the junior or the pilgrims, because many times there's a rush at 7:15. So many people are there to take darshan. Senior devotees are there next to in front of the deities, but even there sometimes it's really crowded. So, well, I like to give this example. So one time I was there taking, usually I'm on the altar because I'm dressing the deities and then opening the curtain, fanning the deities. But sometimes I'm also from outside taking darshan. And so I was taking darshan from outside with the senior devotees. And then we are taking darshan, Gonita, Krishna Bharama, Radha Shama Sundar. And then there were many pilgrims, and sometimes it happens many times. The pilgrims, so they are just sometimes pushing the devotees also, even sometimes they push me also. Okay, go to the side so I can see the deities. Of course, what we can do, you move to the side and we are blocking other devotees' vision. Anyhow, usually I just move a little forward or something so they cannot touch me. And but one time I saw there was one senior devotee also next to me, and one lady was pushing him, so she could see the deities. And he became very angry and looked back, "Don't touch me, go away from here," in front of the deities. No, we should control, especially in front of the deities. Inside, outside and inside the altar. So one has to control. So many times there are provoking situations. So many times you can see amongst the devotees also. Time for prasadam, and then there's one devotee from our temple, Sanaksanatan Prabhu, at the gate of the Balaram hall, letting in only the senior devotees. But then some other devotees, they want to go in. And then Sanaksanatan, no, you cannot in, you are not senior devotee, you go the other side, Krishna hall. And then devotees get angry also sometimes. No, I'm senior devotees, why I cannot go in? So, but you have to control. Sometimes you may be, I also saw one time, Guru Puja time, devotees are chanting in front of the deity, in front of Prabhupada. And then there was one senior devotee there, and then dancing and chanting the devotees. And then one junior devotee stepped on the toe of the senior devotees. And hey, be careful, you step on my toe. Of course, sometimes it happens, what to do. And then we have to try to control. And we always have to be very respectful. And as explained, a little later also. So anyhow, that's a few things about freedom from anger, which you have to practice. Of course, lust also we have to control, and then so anger, kam, krodh, lobh, moh, mada, matsarya. So lust, anger, greed, and then moha, being bewildered. We have to try not to be bewildered by the modes of material nature and be situated on the transcendent plane. I am the eternal servant of Krishna. Mada, madness. Don't become mad. Sometimes even devotees become mad. Just yesterday, I also saw. So we have a Yagashala here in the Goshala, and one lady devotee wanted to see the deities, and the curtains were closed. And she knew actually she cannot go inside because the curtains are closed. But she wanted to see the deities. And then Pujari was there. No, you cannot go inside. And then she started arguing. She just went inside anyway. And then Pujari, no, what are you doing here? And then she pushed him also. And became very angry, almost mad. And the Pujari also got mad. He hit back. Of course, then after they both were quite angry, and almost some madness is there, you can see. And then the lady sent me a message. It was 7 o'clock in the morning. And then I replied to her, yes, she was saying he touched me. And he beat me. Anyhow, the matter is solved. No need to call the CP office, Child Protection Office, or HR department. Because the matter is solved. But then she was saying also, well, he touched me, beat me. I said, okay. But then I mentioned also, because I knew the time, that you were going inside the altar and the curtain is closed, and you should know you should not do that. Why are you doing that? And second of all, then I said, I'm sorry that this happened, but I will speak to the HR department also, because we have to show if something is wrong, we have to be concerned. And then, but then I mentioned also that I will speak to the devotee, and then I will speak to the HR department, because we should not just hear what one person is saying, because it may not be the truth. Even amongst the devotees, many times it is not the truth. Even you go to any high court judge or judge, somebody is complaining about another person, even he killed somebody. Even there was one time in Mumbai, terrorists, they were killing, and one terrorist was caught. And then there was a trial, and they spent millions of rupees also. And he had a lawyer, but everyone knew it was on CCTV camera. They saw he was just shooting people. But still there was a trial there. And of course he lost, he could not win. And he was hung also. Radhesham, what to do? But anyhow, the point is we have to hear both sides. So then I spoke to the devotee, the Pujari, and he told me that then she actually started. And another Pujari was their witness, and he also told me she started actually. And then I sent her a message, well, I heard from the Pujaris that you actually started. But still we can go to the HR department and present a case, and they can decide. Then she sent a message, I'm sorry, I accept my mistake. I'm guilty. And the case is solved. And so anyhow, sometimes, it was Ekadashi. On Ekadashi we should chant more, we should be peaceful. And eat and sleep a little less also. And not get into any kind of fight. So anyhow, these things are happening, and we have to, first of all, we have to tolerate our own conditioned life. We are conditioned. And lust, anger, greed, illusion, madness, and envy is there. Oh, this devotee is distributing so many books, and the other devotee cannot just take it. And he wants to be number one, but he's only number two or number three. And then some envy may be there. So we have to try to control. Of course, there may be transcendental competition, but then if somebody is ahead, then you should be happy. Oh, he's doing so nice, he's distributing so many books. So it is a very fine line between spiritual life and material life, and we have to be careful, and we have to see that. So then also we have to be renounced. So renounced, we have to be attached to Krishna, and so we have to be willing to give up attachment to this material world, and we have to be willing to give up sense gratification, and simple living, high thinking should be there. So simple dressing, simple clothing. Of course, as a woman, one can have a little more dresses, but a man, 2, 3 dhotis. Grihastas can have 4, 5 dhotis, no problem, and kurta and chadar. So, but simplicity should be there in eating and in living. Okay, we need a mobile nowadays and laptop that is required, but no need to have the fanciest and the most expensive one. Of course, if one has more money, he may have a better one than one who has not so much money. But simplicity, and as explained already, is important. And renunciation should be there always, even as a householder. We should know. We should not be too much attached to the family and to the things of this material world. Then tranquility, we have to be always equiposed. Again, so the difficulties are coming and going, just like the different seasons. Matras pasashtu kautiya sitoshna sukadugadaha agama prenis nityam tam stitikshasva bharata titikshasva. So we should be tolerant, we should be equiposed, we should be tranquil. Tranquility should be there. Just like an ocean or the river. So the river, even it is mentioned, so many rivers are entering the ocean, but the ocean is always still. Unless there's some tsunami wave, but usually the ocean is still. Sometimes some waves are there. So the consciousness should be also still, should be tranquil, equiposed, even though so many material desires may be there, coming and going, but we should try not to be disturbed and fixed. I am the eternal servant of Krishna, and then continue with one's devotional service. Aversion to fault finding, very important. A tendency is there to criticize others, but we have to try to avoid that by any means. That is a symptom of an advanced devotee, is not finding fault with others. Of course, as Prabhupada is saying also, if one is in a position, for example, a father, mother, they have to teach the children. They have to tell the children this is right and this is wrong. And the spiritual master also, the authority, has to sometimes chastise and see the fault in those who are dependent on them, just to teach them. But as Prabhupada is mentioning, but not unnecessarily. Just, oh, did you see what this devotee is doing? Oh, this is not good, this is not right. Or that devotee, this and that. And it may not even be true. Did you hear about this devotee, about that devotee? And then just gossiping, prajalpa, unnecessary talk, criticizing that devotee, this devotee. And usually, when this prajalpa is there, it is just criticizing others, finding fault. They will not say, oh, this devotee has done such a wonderful seva. No. In prajalpa is only fault finding. This is not good, that is not good. Whereas a devotee, he is glorifying Krishna. He is glorifying the devotees. He is seeing the good qualities in the devotees, not the faults. So rather than trying this fault, we should see the good quality. And every person will have usually some good quality. And so we should see the good quality and we should find the good quality. So that will be for our benefit. And then we can help others also. Compassion for all the living entities. We should be compassionate. Therefore we should try to distribute books. We should try to distribute prasadam. We should try to give the knowledge we have to others. We should try to ask people to chant the holy names, which is the Yuga Dharma. So compassion should be there, daya. We should be merciful. And we have gotten this Krishna consciousness. We are so fortunate. So we should try to give that to others. We should be compassionate. Not just think about ourselves. And even not only for the human beings, even to the animals. We can give some prasad sometimes to the animals also. Or especially as householder, we should feed the cows. And even we can give to other animals also. Modesty, one should be very modest, grave, and so simple living, and not try to be always in the forefront, but humble, tolerant, respectful. So that is important. Steady determination, completely fixed, nishta, utsa nishchay daryat. We should be enthusiastic and fixed and patient. So despite all difficulties, we should do our seva, we should chant the holy names, and we should have the hope and the determination that we have to attain perfection in this lifetime, or make as much advancement as possible this lifetime. Vigor. So with great vigor we should engage in devotional service. Of course, Prabhupada is mentioning usually that is for the Kshatriyas also. They're very vigorous and they are fearless, and if there's some somebody to be punished, they are always ready to do that. They are very strong and powerful. Forgiveness, if somebody has done something wrong, even to ourselves, so then we should be forgiving. So somebody by accidentally stepping on our toe, then even if he's not saying anything, anyway, no problem. And then if he's saying sorry, then yeah, sure, no problem, not a big deal. So that is the other side. Somebody who is not fixed properly, he will become angry, his mind is disturbed, and then he will not forgive. Oh, be careful, why you stepped on my toe? You should be more careful, and chastising like anything. No, no need. It happens in this world. So we should be forgiving. Even if somebody is doing something which we don't like to us, but then especially if they come and apologize, we should be forgiving. Even if they don't apologize, still we should be forgiving and not held any grudge against somebody else. Fortitude. Cleanliness, we should be very clean. Suchi. In consciousness, we should have pure consciousness. And physical also, by taking bath every day, at least a morning. And if you have to go second number, then again during the day we have to take bath. Or the Brahmanas usually will take at least 2 or 3 times bath. Because they have to go on the altar, have to do puja, then they have to take bath again during the day. And previously the sannyasis also, they were taking 3 times bath, morning, noon and evening. And even the Brahmanas, before chanting Gayatri, they used to take bath. If that is not possible, at least we do Achman for purification and chant some mantras for purification. So Suchi, one has to be clean inside, internally, externally, and even properly is writing in one's dealings. One should be clean, straightforward, nishkapat bhav, not deceitful, but clean. Proper dealings should be there. Freedom from envy, one should be non-envious. And from the passion for honor, one should not expect any honor, but one should give all honors to others. Amanina amana dahana, Krishna nama sadalabe, braje rara Krishna seva manase karibe. So amanina amana dahana. So we should not expect honor, but we should give honors to others. That should be our position. Being humble, tolerant, and then always chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And then we should remember Radha Krishna within one's mind and consciousness. It is not so easy, but that is the goal. And we should, cultivate Krishna consciousness. We have to cultivate being conscious of Krishna. Conscious of Krishna means conscious of the person Krishna. Beautiful Krishna, Sham Sundar, Mega Sham, holding the flute. Pitambar Vesh, yellow cloth and chadar, peacock feather in the crown. And he's not alone. Krishna is there with his friends, Maria Yashoda, Nanda Baba, and especially with the gopis. He's very fond of the gopis because they have the most extraordinary love for Krishna. So therefore he wants to be, and he's most of the time with the gopis, at noontime and night time. So we want to see that Shyama Sundar, who is accompanied by Srimati Radharani, and then Radharaman. So he's performing his pastimes in the forest of Braj. So we should try to remember Krishna always. But it is a cultivation. So we should try to remember Krishna always, but not easy. But we have to try by hearing and speaking about Krishna and then serving the deities. Then we may remember Krishna sometimes. And then, especially by chanting also, we should always remember what to speak in the chanting. Krishna, Krishna Naman on their front. Hare Krishna refers to Radha Krishna. So we should remember the divine couple. Always, ultimately, but we have to cultivate that remembrance of Radha Krishna. Hare Krishna. Om Tat Sat. Everything clear? Okay, one question only because I have another engagement. Yes.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, as we were speaking, you should hear the both sides.
Yes.
But sometimes you hear one side and give decision. That is right or wrong?
No, that is wrong, of course. If the authority or the judge is only listening to one side, hey, this person killed my brother, and the judge saying, okay, take him, put him in the jail, that's it. No, it's completely wrong. He will try to have the other person speak also. So did you do that? At least he will ask, and he will say yes or no. At least you have to give him the chance to say yes or no. Similarly, in dealing with devotees, one devotee is complaining about another person. He hit me in the face. He pushed me. So then you have to call the other devotee and not just punish him. Oh, you pushed him, you go and clean the bathroom for 1 month. But I didn't do anything. No, you go and clean the bathroom. This is not fair. It's not intelligent. If you're not listening to the other person, is less intelligent. That is, it's just common sense. You have to hear both sides. And then you make the judgment. Very simple. Hare Krishna.